It's week 4. It's a Friday. We're going to pop some tops. We're going to talk some injuries. We're going to talk some Battle Royale, some Best Ball Resurrection, and some Pick'ems Alpha. Lots changing today in late week. My God, injuries piling up, angles to chase. Let's get into it. Let's chase it all down together forever. It's week 4. Let's go. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Fantasy Sanctuary. I am your humble host today, rocking solo Tyler, aka Emo Cowboy, everywhere. Underdog, DraftKings, all the socials. GM Bendels, who's in here earlier. Little scheduling snafu on the YouTube side. Just when we set things up, UK time zone, usually about an hour off. But what is good, everybody? What's up, Vaporware? How ya doing, bud? My God, so many things. Best ball shares feeling shaky. 1 second we're feeling good. The other second we're feeling range and glass of emotions, but we're going to hang on. What is going on? Charles, go AZ Cards. It's going to be a great week. It's going to be a rough week. Noted for some folks that, so for like eliminators, we were like, hey, the early season's pretty not that bad. And my God, this week, I don't know who's not going to be out and who's going to be in. I was going to talk about Battle Royale off the top of this stream, but I think maybe just covering some injury stuff off the top of the rope might be helpful. I know, Paul, these damn hamstrings. Stretch once challenge. Impossible for these NFL players. My God, Best Ball UK, what is up? How you doing? Okay, hold on. I personally like a little bit of music. I'm going to adjust the volume down. And if it's too loud, just let me know. I'm going to put on the Sanctuary's own theme music. There we go. All right. My God, lots to get into. Let's get into it. Carson, yeah. We'll do a litany of things. It's Friday, full flexibility. Unlike these NFL players pulling hammies at every nook and cranny, we'll be answering some start-sit questions if you have them. Drop them in the chat. Don't forget to hit the like. Don't forget to hit the subscribe. Welcome in. We got lots to talk through. And as always, if you become a member and hop in our Discord, we are answering start sits, trades, roster analysis for Dynasty, Redraft, Best Ball, all that good stuff all the time. Carson, asking, do I dare trade McBride for Laporta and take a chance? No. We are getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. While McBride was ruled out with a concussion, Laporta was full practice today, which is awesome to see. Dan Campbell, one of the most trustworthy coaches, as the Coach Speak Index on Twitter notes for trustworthiness. So they said, hey, low ankle sprain, expect him to be full go. So he is full go. That said, his role a lot worse this year than last year when he was operating as like the 2. And so McBride's still lapping him in usage and underlying metrics. So don't want to overreact. He's probably only going to miss a week, 2 max. It's not something we should see a production dip in. So do not overreact to that because you're downgrading in tiers pretty significantly. One thing we won't cover, just like macro injuries. I will touch on a few like O-line injuries. Frank Ragnow missed some of last week. He will be out this week. So the Detroit O-line taking some hits early, while Goff is also playing really poorly from an EPA and completion percentage over expected, and a average, I think, yards per attempt across the board. So I definitely don't want to be going chasing a lesser role on a potential offense on a slight downswing outside of Amon-Ra and JMO. Tom, what's good? Exactly, Charlie. We're trying to soothe the hammies with good vibrations, brothers and sisters. Charles asks, Odunze or Allen and Underdog if both play? That's a good question. Snap Tate says Odunze just because he's starting to, feels like he's starting to like really connect with Caleb. Caleb's still kind of struggling to play within structure, and when he's out of structure, he tends to look for Odunze on those broken plays. Odunze got a crap ton of air yards and could have even had a much bigger week. He was also removed. I guess we should just get to the injury portion of the show, shouldn't we? Because he was limited in practice. So at his age and at his injury outlook could be potentially in line for a production dip, whereas Odunze, not expecting that. So I roll with the healthy young guy more than Keenan. I'd say attacking the Rams through Caleb for those stacks, though, you probably don't want to do 100% Odunze and Allen. So if you're going to have enough volume to kind of mix and match, I'd want to be heavier Odunze, but obviously Keenan could just come in and consolidate enough target share, especially in the red zone, to matter with how bad the run game's been. Hard to say no to Odunze. Was drafted highly. He's looked really explosive and really promising. Okay, so the ramp up to Achilles thing, that's going to be a multi-week, potentially 4 to 6 weeks off injection, so nothing anytime soon. We will keep it moving. Brock Purdy off the injury report. Kittle not listed on the injury report, so Kittle's a go. That's exciting. Do want to note Debo's questionable with a calf. You have to question how much they're going to want to push him, considering it is soft tissue for older player. Want to note while we're on the Niners that it looks like Trent Williams did not practice today with a toe injury, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, Ari, a shit ton of tabs open. Welcome to my life. Ari notes here that Trent Williams was dealing with a toe injury. It was DNP today, questionable for Sunday's game. So, note for the people that Trent Williams' loss to the offense is the most impactful that we've seen historically on scoring and efficiency. Purdy against pressure off the edge, we see a pretty steep decline. Kittle being back is going to help a lot, but could be a big hit to the offense for like the Jordan Mason, control the game narrative like we saw with the Rams. Not exactly. Jordan Mason not seeing a lot of work in the pass game. JM to win on Pete's stream today noted that he's also, like, what we've kind of noticed is he doesn't really have the CMC role. He has like CMC B role, which is a lot of the rushing work, but he's kind of game script dependent if he's not going to get that receiving work like CMC was getting. So just want to note for folks, San Francisco could have a messy game if Trent Williams is out, Debo's questionable, potentially out, Kittle's back, but definitely a big O-line loss there. We'll keep it rolling to the injuries, lots to cover. Raheem Mostert was limited all week with a chest injury. It seems like they're being pretty conservative with him at his age, so I can check Mueller's report to see what his thought on Mostert is. No real note out, just with how they're going to want to go play that limited chess thing. I think either way, HN's still seeing so much of the pass work, but with the QB downgrade, that's more of just if he's there. I don't know how good you have to feel about. Raheem wasn't really looking that good, small sample size, but the whole offense kind of struggling in the run game. Let's see, the big one that was late. Alvin Kamara is questionable, ribs and hip, so TBD on that. That said, I'm checking if he was limited again. Yeah, he was limited today, so could be kind of banged up at 29 going into Sunday. They could be just limiting his rest. Underhill, I didn't see him specify anything for Kamara, but we're about to get to the bomb that was dropped. Was Chris Olave injured his hamstring today, likely not going to play Sunday. with how soft tissue injuries late in the week play. We saw that happen with A.J. Brown. We've seen it happen with others, especially at the wide receiver position. So I would be pretty hesitant to trust him playing Sunday. Bump up to Shaheed, bump up to the tight ends. Taysom's going to play this week. He's full practice since yesterday. Juwan was confirmed ramping up, so he could be more involved. Mason Tipton is a thing, so TBD. But I would plan to be without Olave because if he does play, he's going to be at really high re-injury risk and might be on a snap count. I just don't know how. If you hurt your hamstring Friday late, it's tough. We'll note that A.T. Perry and Cedric Wilson were DNP, so Mason Tipton could be the wide receiver 2 this weekend if Olave does not go, and I would not expect him to. I want to note that while we're on this game, Bijan was full practice today, so the shoulder thing, minor, no worries, all good to go. Wheels up for that. Saints dealing with their own O-line, their guard, Cesar Ruiz, and then I believe that was the O-line injury this week. They had a couple last week. Make sure I'm not missing any. Let's see. Yeah, the problem was Underhill didn't call it a tight hamstring. He called it an injury. Suffered an injury. So it wasn't, hey, we throttled him down because he was feeling tightness. So I don't know. Let's see. We'll keep it rolling. Lost my tab. All right. Kenneth Walker, limited all week. Questionable for the Monday night game, I believe. Jeff notes he's trending towards being active. Historically, the docs want to note that running backs coming off of oblique typically see a little less touches, kind of being managed. So be aware there that a little bit. There we go. That he's probably still going to see maybe a little bit higher split towards Charbonnet, who's been doing the role well this week. Let's see. Keep it rolling. Gabe Davis questionable. Evan Ingram was out. We expect him to be out when he was DNP Thursday. Again, with the soft tissue stuff. So Britton Strange back on the menu for tight end desperation, which the whole fucking position is desperate at this point, but especially for DFS and all that good stuff. Weird stuff happening in Texans land. Joe Mixon goes from DNP to limited today. So now he's questionable for Sunday. I don't know how you rush back your slightly older running back on a high ankle sprain when Cam Akers is there, unless they just Dame Pierce is out. So, I mean, unless they just want to have Mixon there and Akers to spell him in some sort of gross, weird split, it doesn't make any sense for him to be questionable outside of just like depth and worrying about Cam Akers as a player. The coach speak on it was fine. Double checking. I've got so much stuff open for y'all. If you have questions, just ask. D'Amico only had statuses about Tank. We'll get to Nico in just a sec. Prior to last week's game, Bobby Slowick said Cam Akers has great vision, really good at riding the wave, finding the right hole to hit. AO. Plays under control. When he sees it, he hits it. AO. He finishes physically. AO. Really good at contact balance. I don't know why they would rush Mixon back, but he could potentially be in the mix. Jordan Love, game time decision with limited all-week practice. Sounds like they're going to take it right up into the game. Green Bay typically is more cautionary on the medical side of staff, so we'll see if they take the swing and take the plunge. As mentioned, Sam Laporta, full practice. So good for him. The bigger issue is just the O-line injuries and Goff playing kind of poorly. And now they're going against Mike McDonald, who's been throttling lesser quarterbacks and lesser offenses. Remains to be seen what he can do against a functional offense, although, Goff's not playing up to his level. Russell Wilson, PR, calf, not Jalen Warren was ruled out earlier. Najee was removed off the injury list with a shoulder. No worries there. Devontae Adams was the surprise ruling out. He was limited yesterday, so late week hamstring for him. He's ruled out today. Another reason why I'm kind of worried about Olave with a Friday hamstring injury in camp. Eberflus anticipates Keenan Allen to play week 4. Let's pull up the doctor health note. Not really a note on production dip. I'll go into the wide receiver data to see. Also, just want to note that for the historical data, hamstring injuries for wide receivers average 1.26 games missed. So would be pretty surprised if Olave did not miss this week, and why I'm a little worried about the Nico Collins thing. Nico Collins saying he's good to go, feels great. So I guess he was the weird one where it was a late limited injury and limited today, but expects full go. You hate late week soft tissue injury stuff. Let's see if we missed anything. McBride out, Njoku out as expected. And I think that's it. Let's check for any more last minute before we get into things. Marvin Harrison Jr. will play week 4. Would love to know if he was still limited, but you've got to wonder that it's just precautionary stuff. Really good matchup, but pretty noteworthy. I want to see if I can find the Arizona Cardinals injury report. Not every team posted at the same time, which is annoying. Let's see. All right. Okay, so it looks like Marvin Harrison was full practice. Okay, awesome. That's what I wanted a confirmation on. Nice. All right, cool. Let's keep it rolling. All right. I don't think I think we touched on every matchup. Let's do this real quick. I want to be thorough here for y'all. Make sure I didn't miss anything. We noted that Bijan was fine. Oh, yeah, Deontay Johnson was another one that was mentioned. Let's pull up the Panthers injury report. I want to check. Because his was like a late week groin. The note on him was mainly like a little tweak, and the grass was wet, so it was more precautionary. And then he was feeling fine. But again, just one of those things that you want to... Okay, Deontay was full practice, removed the injury report. Okay, awesome. Cool. Cooking with gas. There we go. You know what? Let me just use Jeff's, and I will just swap back here. One final thorough check for the good people. Make sure I didn't miss anything. The injury report. Jamar Chase was full practice today. No worries. Jordan Addison was full practice, so off the injury report. Good to go this week. Probably a slight downtick for his production coming off the ankle sprain, and then after that, likely to get better. It was a high ankle sprain for one, but then he sprained both ankles, so won't be surprised if his production's a little bit hampered the first few weeks off this. So Naylor's not dead because he was per KOC playing the Hawkinson role, so in the red zone. But definitely caps Naylor's upside from a yardage standpoint. Mike Evans was DNP for rest Friday, but was taken off the injury report. Same goes for Godwin. So those two are good to go. McMillan was a late addition with a hamstring, I believe, as well. And now he has been doubtful for Sunday. Nico was officially removed from the injury report, so I guess he's fine. It was more of like a rest, precautious thing. Just the way they worded it and handled it was odd. And even though Olave was labeled day to day, it's just this is usually a really bad sign for his availability. Let's see. Hunter Henry was removed off the injury report as well. Seems like he's kind of starting the week limited with like veteran rest because he is an older man trying to keep up with things of that nature. And AJ Brown was DNP limited. So I want to say Adam Hutchinson, one of the fantasy docs, noted that wide receivers are 59% likely to play when they get in and limited. And AJ Brown typically plays Sunday whenever he's limited. I am the KY. Welcome. Was Ford still limited today? That's a great question. He did not hit the Browns. Let's see. Where's Ford? Why am I blind? There we go. Let me just pull up this. Of course, the Browns don't have it listed. Let's go to their team site. Consolidation on today is always annoying because things are coming out late and at weird times. There we go. Injury report. Here Strong is out. Ford not listed. That's odd. Unless this is just noting who's out. It is just noting who's out. That's so aggravating. There we go. Okay, hold on. There we go. This is what I wanted. Jesus. Oh, that was from yesterday. God damn the Browns, you lazy fucks. Jesus. Oh, just came through. Jerome Ford not listed on the injury report. Okay, so it looks like precautionary rest for the knee stuff. He's off. He's good to go. Okay. Just gonna refresh this. Shout out to the Underdog NFL channel. They were like one of the by the end of the week, Jeff's data sheet is very well filled out, but the Underdog NFL channel does a good job of consolidating. Justin Herbert is questionable, but my God, he's playing through plantar fasciitis and a high ankle without his tackle, potentially their tackle too. So that's tough scenes. Really tough scene. Okay. I think we covered all the relevant injuries. My God. Lots piling up. Jesus almighty. Double checking. Oh, do you want to note that, let's see, Noah Fant was limited with a toe as well. Tyler Lockett was full. DK Metcalf was full. Fant feels like he's been like limited with the toe thing in practice regularly. Okay. So with all that said, a few notes on BR. With the news, so we expect Bowers to be heavy chalk with Adams out. There is some FUD about the single high stuff, but as far as target share is concerned, there's no reason for him to be going behind Travis Kelce. Dallas Goedert might not be the smash of smashes, considering AJ Brown could play and take away some of the target share. That said, I think Jacob Sanderson noting that, a worthwhile wide receiver being out there to take some of the coverage off is not a bad thing for a tight end who's not like a true alpha like Goddard. But just want to be, note that for folks. Let's see. Kittle being active is going to be a fun lever point. Just want to note for folks that, he was already volatile as a player, but, if Trent Williams misses, that makes it even more volatile. Cole Kmet seeing much more work and a lot more target share against a very soft matchup with the Rams defense. So that's a fun one to consider if Keenan Allen's back. We have no idea how that's going to affect things, but if it drives his ownership down, then I still think very worthwhile there. We're starting to see a little bit of work to Senate. The coaching staff mentioned Luke McCaffrey and Ben Sinnott wanting to keep getting them involved in the offense and growing their roles. So FYI there. Schultz, with Tank being out this week, expected back either week 5 or week 6 with the injuries he's dealing with. Schultz still kind of like a nothing burger guy as long as Nico and Diggs are there. Stover getting somewhat involved, but not fully involved. But Brevin Jordan was lost to ACL, but it really hasn't resulted in a ton of more work. Got 2 targets, getting absolutely blown out in Minnesota, not doing a whole lot with those. From a pick'em standpoint, I'm taking the under on longest reception. Otherwise, in Stroud builds, pretty much only am I taking Schultz. Gesicki still seeing a lot of pass game involvement, but is starting to see his snap share and route share kind of decline as they mix in Eric Hall and Tanner Hudson and Drew Sample more and more, which was my concern for him out the gate. He's done a lot for your teams right now, but long term, you got to start questioning what that's doing. Still a worthwhile dart against this hapless Carolina defense that's missing a lot of D linemen. Same thing with the Bengals D-line. Want to note that Bengals D-line dealing with several injuries to their nose tackle and their edge rushers. Same thing with the Raiders losing Max Crosby. So, from a D-line's pressure and run-stopping standpoint, notes there. Conklin potentially gets more work if Wilson struggles with this retain coverage, but other than that, another volatile, a few games with really nice usage. Elijah Higgins, interesting scroll down guy, who was talked up by the coaching staff to, potentially get more work with McBride out. So, there's that. The Washington matchups, cakewalk. Taysom Hill being full practice with a banged up Kamara. Definitely a very interesting play, especially if Olave misses. So Taysom Hill becomes extremely interesting. Hunter Henry, always interesting. Fred Warner's a mauler at linebacker, but they don't have a whole lot of other options. And who knows if Drake may get some work, he could take some YOLO balls. Rams kind of expected to do more, 2 personnel against Chicago. Kind of went a little bit heavier. Jordan Whittington, not Witapuka this year, as Tutu Atwell getting work. So, he's still getting all the routes, but just not really mattering with those. Evan Ingram out, which means Britton Strange is on the menu. Seeing a good amount of routes and targets. They trust him as a blocker and as a route guy. Kind of empty calorie. The whole offense is struggling, but Titans versus Houston typically have nice games. If Nico and Stroud do their thing, they could boat race or at least push this offense. So I definitely don't mind Strange over kind of the Parkinson and Freiermuth guys at all. Cade Otton, tight end versus Philly. Tampa Bay also missing a lot of guys along the DL, including Vea is questionable. Who might not play. That really hurts their run game. So Saquon and Hurts could just really push this offense from the run, which pushes Otton into heavy usage, not a catch and fall down Hurts type of guy, needs a touchdown to get there. But with McMillan out, we could consolidate some of the routes. There was coach speak about getting Evans more involved by the head coach, by Bowles early in the week, and Godwin's been super solid in the slot. So this could be a get-right spot for Tampa, especially from just being pushed. Tucker Kraft and Luke Musgrave kind of just cannibalizing each other. They're very personnel heavy. Love being a game time decision. Certainly makes these guys more of a risk reward gamble. I think probably stronger guys to go for. Johnny Munt continues to be the passing tight end for Minnesota, but pretty much touchdown or bust. Tommy Tremble, interesting. JT Sanders, the rookie, instantly getting outproduced and outworked by Tremble. You hate to see Josh Norris being right off season, but if Deontay's a full go, Chuba Hubbard's been solid. The Cincinnati defense has been bad. Now they're super injured. Andy Dalton's very serviceable. So if you're looking for, a double stack to Dalton, it does not include Chuba. Trimble is a tight end that's going to get a few passes. Aaron Call, one of my personal favorites to kind of take shots on. He's popped in small usage, and they're getting him more involved. And coming off the ACL, it's very interesting. We mentioned Jawan kind of getting more ramped up. Coaching staff noting that they might need him especially. So one of him or Taysom could definitely be interesting. Both, if Taysom's used more as a running back. So those are fun guys to take shots on. Checking on the chat. Ryan Allen. Ryan, welcome to the chat. How's it going? Well, I will answer. You said please. I will answer. But please hit the like. Please hit the sub as we talk through all this stuff. I will take a break to answer your question. JMO, Bucky, Lazard, Zamir, Dubs, Hunter Henry, half PPR is JMO. JMO's routes, JMO's target share, tough defensive matchup, potentially on paper, but one of the higher Vegas totals. Super strong usage. Just missed a big play last week as teams start to kind of game plan for the too high look. That said, they get him manufactured rushes and touches, and his role has been much, much stronger and about shining Laporta early. So I definitely think you roll JMO. Bucky was full practice today, but still splitting work with Rachaad White, not getting as many catches. Lazard against Denver. I don't love that play. You cannot start Zamir White as he loses work to Alexander Madison, especially in the red zone. Dubs is a wait and see. He's got his routes and snaps are kind of trending in the right direction, but love being a game time decision going into that game. And as far as a tight end, no, it's JMO easily. So hit the like, hit the sub, come back always and often for this high quality shit. Okay. So as far as tight ends, I like Bowers, I like Goddard. I don't love the chalkiness of either. Kittle feels very nice. Kmet's going to be nice, especially stacked up with Caleb. He's got 30-point weeks in his bag. We've seen these fields. Not really touching Ertz, not touching Schultz. Gesicki's interesting. Eric All is interesting. Paysom's extremely interesting. Otten and Stacks. And that's pretty much, and maybe Tommy Trimble with Dalton. That's about it. And even then, these 6-player pools, you don't want to get too thin, but you also don't want to get too chalk heavy at tight end because they can all bust and shit out. Strong ass plays this week on tap easily. Thank God. Diggs without Tank, nice, especially in the red zone role. Godwin still with this Cooper Kupp role, but again, Mike Evans getting some kind of squeaky wheel narrative. DJ with Andy Dalton is super nice, especially against that defense. There's rendered Terry McLaurin his first usable nice spike week, almost had 2 touchdowns. So now that he's full practice off the injury report, feels good, feels gross, not touching, not mad about Terry McLaurin with some Jaden Stacks. Not chasing this with Kittle back. Definitely worth a shot versus that secondary if he plays. Amari, we saw him get right. His defense is lacking a bunch of dudes. It's still Watson, so he's gross and not comfy, so he still might, be low owned. Pickens versus Indianapolis. Indianapolis is going to probably get all run over with Najee, but Pickens has been really close to some big games. Indianapolis not really stopping anyone, so it's definitely interesting. Same thing with T, especially as a double stack with Burrow or just leverage off of Chase. Drake London usage, very nice. Kind of a nice setup. People are afraid of taking him. Reed was a full participant in practice, cleared and ready to go. Huge smash if Love plays with his ability to hit in both phases of the game. Debo with the calf. I get if you want to take that shot because he's got rushing potential to kind of take away from Mason if he plays. Worthwhile dart because questionable just, next up. I like Rome a lot. I like Shaheed a lot. I like Wilson a lot against Washington. You want to target guys going against Washington. Point blank period. Outside of that, Jacoby Myers sets it really nicely. Benefits potentially more with Adams out. So that's a nice scroll down play. Probably won't be likely to rise a lot before that goes. Leggett is definitely an interesting, target if you're doing some gross Andy Dalton doubles. Bad, what it do, brother? Welcome. How you doing, bud? Happy Friday. Okay, y'all want me to keep talking through these things, or we should just rip a few? Let's check it out. This is one of the bummers of just talking into dead air. Let's draft a BR, and then let's get into Best Ball Resurrection. I think that's what y'all really want. So what I got going on this weekend. Also, shout out to everybody in Florida. Be safe, be cool. Swap screens, chat when it comes up. Cool, we get the 6 spot. Oh, that's fun. Last few weeks kind of been on, like week 1, we got the Tampa Bay stack. Week 2, we chased the Godwin usage and Tampa stuff with some guys. We've just been close to the nuts, not hitting the nuts. Shout out to John, aka RotoRun. I'm on PC, so I will probably do a 15-second res, so we can fit a couple in. But if y'all want to jump in and you're on mobile and you want to do the 30 instead, I totally understand. Because like with any lag, you could potentially get really, really fucked on your pick with like 5 or less seconds to go. So if y'all have a preference, 15s to go fast, but I'm on desktop, so I trust it. It'll say 000, but I know I have more time than that. All right, so in these 6-mans with Battle Royale, definitely need to scroll down, do some gross, chaotic stuff. Definitely tempted to fade the running backs in the top 5. Go more for the Connor. JT versus Pittsburgh. People might be scared off of that matchup. Jones revenge game could be chalky, but ADP is nice. A lot of red zone usage. It's really, really good. B-Rob given a big boost by ETR apparently, and the coaching staff said, hey, we're going to get him more involved, but also we're not going to overload him. They used Jeremy McNichols, and McNichols might end up working as kind of the Eckler sub out. So I would be a little tentative on like chasing B-Rob too far up. I think going above Jacobs is ridiculous. I'm sure the Minnesota matchup is scary. Zach Moss usage is pretty good, but that was a catch-up spot. Okay, we're on the clock. Bijan's here. Marv goes. I am very good with the falling Justin Jefferson. I'm not scared of the matchup. And then here, do we do Bijan or we do Nico? Let me do the Jefferson Nico. Let's go 2 yams with Gams. Ooh, I said that backwards. Gams with yams. Guys that have nuclear ceilings with, especially Nico, a awesome matchup. Slightly even better with Tank out. Just get like some of the shorter stuff as well. And then get the 2 alphas at receiver and then just figure it all out. Especially because the stacking partners are going to be fine. Don't know that I want to do... we could play for a Stroud Newt game, but these doubles and these 6-mans, not probably the most optimal thing to do. Looking at some of these players... You could do a Terry triple stack, do a triple receiver, do a Jaden stack. It's definitely interesting. I think I'd prefer to do double running back though. Goddard goes. So Jalen would be naked. Unless I take the Brown go. I wasn't paying attention. AJ Brown hasn't gone. That could be fun. Do a Hurts Brown stack. AJ Brown, 35. I'd have to push it and see if he comes back to me. Or just grown ass man take him and figure it out. I like all the running backs just fine, so I think I'm going to lock out this skinny stack. So we get a Hurts to AJ Brown, and then we get Jefferson and Nico. Kid Low, welcome to the channel. Please hit the like, please hit the sub, and I will happily answer your question if you ring that sub for me. Ring that sub. Rest of the season, Malik Neighbors or AJ Brown. That's tough, right? Malik Neighbors is awesome. AJ Brown is awesome. He had a 22-point game week 1 before missing time with the hammy. Much better offensive scoring environment. We've seen Dimes get away with shit with the way they feed Neighbors. Fuck. I'd say PPR and lean Neighbors. Half PPR, I still think AJ Brown. But I don't think there's not a wrong answer here. They're both awesome, and I'd say they both belong in the same tier, and they're going about in the same tier in Resurrection once AJ Brown plays, and before it closes out. So AJ Brown's still grown ass man with huge ceiling potential. Neighbors as well, but being attached to a very good offense improves your scoring potential, and he does a lot of the same stuff like Yak and. But, Thad being an AJ Brown stan, Thad, we're both kind of right and wrong with the Kansas City guys. Hollywood missing time, never gets his chance, potentially, for this season. Worthy pops at 2 touchdowns week 1, but he's not really been involved, kind of still need to clean up the route running. So, I don't think either one of us can take a true L. It's sad. John doing his favorite scroll the F down shit, getting Fields. So at this point, do I take the falling Connor, where I would have ended up with AJ Brown anyway? Or do we take the Chuba thing? Is Chuba too cute? Chuba feels too cute. I think let's do the Kelsey FUD. It's not fun, but I mean, fuck it. He's not dead. He's a better play than these schmucks. Connor JT Hubbard. Oh my god. I mean, Jonathan Taylor's usage is just insane. Chuba, I think, is set up to have a really nice week, and I will like mixing him in. Yeah, I agree. That said, I would like to get my preferred guys. But yeah, that's a tough spot there. Connor's usage is really good, and he's usually seeing passes with McBride out. Does he see more? But not getting any pass work despite being in catch-up mode is odd and slightly concerning. So it's well, then if he's not getting a lot of targets, then I'm I'm tempted just to take AR or arbitrage AR and JT because he's looked good, he's playing well, and probably benefits more from the offense. Gerardo, welcome. Chuba means to suck in Espanol. All right. I'm gonna jump into Best Ball Resurrection. It's far more fun. I'll do some more BR stuff. But yeah, like I'm gonna mix in some BR wise. I think definitely the running backs you can mix and match. Combos are probably more important than like true scrolling down. I think Chuba's a stronger play than Zach Moss from a pass catching standpoint, but building some Cincinnati and the Carolina stuff is set up nice too. I was toying around with like the Deontay Johnson, Andy Dalton stuff. But if you're gonna give me Hurts and AJ Brown, I'm not gonna overthink it. But I'm definitely gonna build some of those gross stuff that could get there randomly. But yeah, I've been itching to get into Best Ball Resurrection. I almost entered a couple today, and I thank myself for y'all. So if you want to join, what do we think? 15 or 30 seconds? If y'all are on mobile, I understand 30 seconds. If you want to join, I'll give you a couple seconds to chime in, and then yeah, Chuba's a smash right now. No news on Jonathan Brooks, other than he's in the final stages, so maybe he's back next week. Fun. All right, I'm gonna do 30 seconds. I'm gonna give you a little 10-second countdown for lag. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You want to jump in? Best Ball Resurrection with your boy Emo Cowboy. And that's right. Okay, let's check on. I'm gonna refresh. Any injury news? Nothing coming in. Waiting for 6. Charles asks, what drafting changes have you made for Resurrection? Good question. So thus far, I'm chasing the really young, really good dudes. I'm being very selective about the running backs. I'm going to chase up the board. So like Saquon, I understand going after that. His usage in the past game's been much stronger. He's not really splitting time with anybody, and they're not really pushing much. He's obviously benefited from having one of the top pass catchers being out 2 weeks. But they look good. They've been playing well. So Saquon, definitely useful. But I was buying Lamb as he was falling before last night. Last night's game showed us you don't want to overreact to who people definitely are. So like everybody overreacting about Amon-Ra after 1 week. And then in Best Ball Resurrection, Lamb falling to like 5, 6, or 7 is ridiculous because it's CeeDee Lamb. They're going to have to pass. They're a bad rushing team, and he can get there very quickly. So change-wise, I'd say guys like TJ Hawkinson are much more interesting now because he's probably going to be active right a week or two right out the gate of Best Ball Resurrection. I'm not wanting to eat the Nick Chubb stuff at all. I'm being a lot more cognizant of bad offenses. I was wrong on Wandale, so I'm buying into him as like he's getting a lot of targets. Still kind of a limited ceiling because his EPA per catch sucks, and he doesn't have like not scoring a lot of points outside of Neighbors. But yeah, Neighbors is the truth. Marv is the truth. Devonta Smith with AJ Brown is fine to good, not like awesome. Let's see. I'd say I'm a little worried about Breece Hall with Braylon Allen being so good and involved from an ADP perspective. Bijan's workload's been exactly what I was hoping it would be. The offense has not been as good, but it looks like they're getting a little bit more comfortable, which benefits everybody. Yeah, nobody wants to draft Best Ball Resurrection. Waiting for 5. Buying the shit out of Rashi. I'm taking Neighbors over Amon-Ra. I'm taking AJ Brown over Amon-Ra. Nico Collins is the truth. I think the Miami guys become interesting because Tua is potentially back when? Could be back as early as week 7 or as late as week 10. Very wide range of outcomes there. So I think I'm buying Tyreek and I'm buying Achane. I'm not really touching anybody else in the offense. Jonnu is not that useful. I don't feel great about Kamara. Him going over Achane is wrong. Tyron still feels a little sticky. I'm not. Garrett Wilson has such a bad stretch of like 4 or 5 weeks. It's week 4, so you could buy Garrett Wilson for like the stretch down the road. Still worry about Adams getting traded there, potentially nuking him. Metcalf, big buy. James Cook, I'm adjusting to. I'm taking James Cook. He looks awesome. He's being used better than he ever was, and this offense is cooking under Joe Brady. So that was a miss, and that was wrong. Olave might fall further than he needs to. Godwin looking awesome in every phase, so buying a lot of him. Jacobs splitting work with Emmanuel Wilson. What we all worried about is like he's not like a true workhorse, and sure as shit, he seeded a bunch of touches and a touchdown to Emmanuel Wilson. So I'm not chasing him up. I think Debo is pretty interesting at this price. Adams, the offense is extremely volatile. Ayuk, usage and separation there. Targets, not really. Mixon looks super strong. Worry about his age, worry about his injury, but they're using him a shitload. I don't want to touch Cup right now. I am buying Puka out of the gate. I'm taking Flowers over Moore for sure. Moore's ADOT is the lowest of his career. That offense looks out of sorts. I don't think I'm taking Connor at this ADP. I'm buying the shit out of Reed. Looks awesome, and with love, should cook. Monty's still super nice. Walker, I'm buying some for sure. Now that Charbonnet is like operated as the main workhorse, you got to worry about what that split's going to look like. I'm buying the shit out of J-Mo when I was fading the shit out of him this year. Not really touching TTN unless he falls because he's splitting work with Tank, and it's not that good. McBride, usage is strong. Mason is definitely an interesting thing. I think handcuffing Mason with CMC, not the craziest thing in the world given their pricing now. I'm probably taking Bowers over McBride, maybe, I think. Both big buys. I'm taking Puka over all these guys. Probably taking Deontay over those guys. I'm buying Rome. I'm less enthused about Tank, but I think still worth a buy. He's had some bad run out. Cooper, the ceiling is there. The floor is not. Aaron Jones looks super strong. The usage in the red zone super strong. Age is still a thing, but his pass catching's been good. Could seed some of that work with Hawkinson returning, but I think looks very good. That was never the concern. It was more about the age thing. J.K. Dobbins kind of taking an L on. He had a stupid good run out the first 2 weeks, but the total involvement, especially in the pass game, and the total usage is very strong. The offense is struggling, but out of the bye, definitely interesting. Brooks, I'm still very excited for, but I'm probably taking running backs and Kittle over most of these guys in this range. McLaurin is worth a stack. Gonna be fading Singletary. He's starting to seed work to Tyrone Tracy, and some of his passing game is going to Wandale in the Yak department. Ferguson looking really strong. The Pittsburgh running backs looking like total fucking cannibalizing uselessness. Rushing offense has not been as strong as we thought. We're kind of nuking that as long as neither one is getting that much work, and they're not scoring a lot. And they're wrong on Shakir, so buying Shakir is like Yak guy. The whole offense is doing really good with Yak. I was fading Pittman. I'm not changing that stance. I was really hesitant on Pitts. I'm not moving off that much. His Bucky pricing's wrong. Not loving the Keenan thing, injured and old. Passing offense looking questionable. Same thing with Kirk. Ladd, the target share and the target per route run thing is there. The production's not yet, but I'm still excited about that. Still excited about Love. That's a huge buy right now. AR, the FUD is low. He can still score in stupid high bunches. Maybe he's a better quarterback build with the volatility. Addison should be pretty close to like full rest and go out of the bye. Look at the whole offense looking pretty solid. So this price very palatable. Tompkins not dead. I don't know. High risk reward there. Sutton in the offense. I don't know. Pacheco, I don't like this price because he's gonna miss. His earliest return is week 8. His latest return is week 12 in the database. It's ligament and extra damage. Jeff Mueller's estimating week 9 to 10 return with 20% production gap. So if you're willing to eat that for a few weeks for like the playoff stretch, boom, I think that's fine. Given that he's going around Ford and Dowdle, I'm probably taking Eckler and Braylon Allen over him. And Braylon Allen was going like the 155s in the first couple days, and I pulled him up to around this range. I'm taking Eckler. The usage is nice there. The offense is worth buying. Instead of just keep going down as we wait, get back to the chat. Yes, I want to draft. We need 3 more. Yeah, I did not have as much Wandale. I mean, he gets like fucking 11 targets last night. Barely double-digit underdog points. Tua going at 190. I mean, it makes sense, though. He's not a rushing quarterback. He could miss up until like week 10 or 12. He was looking limited and not all that like exciting but as far as like stacking, he's like a less gross Daniel Jones. Thing is, Daniel Jones has like the rushing upside, so I guess it's not the worst thing in the world. Punting any onesies, RB strategies, hero. I mean, I think all things still apply. I think you're just having to be mindful of the new prices and the new archetypes. Some things have changed, some things are not. I still think we have been reminded, as I said all along, things are going to get much thinner than we were comfortable with initially. So I want my elite receivers early and often. I want to be mindful of who I'm targeting, not just blindly clicking the receivers, but there's a pretty steep drop-off pretty goddamn quick. I think the pockets are pretty similar. They've just shifted placements. So I think everything's still on the table. I was punting tight end more than I was taking elite tight end. That's paying off so far. Some of the targets are wrong, like the late Theo Johnsons are useless. So I think mixing in guys like Gesicki and Eric All definitely viable now. Jawan is pretty much still free because he's still ramping up. So I definitely think punting tight end makes a lot of sense. It's a volatile, low-scoring position. So get a guy with a ceiling and wrap him around 2 or 3 other guys. Don't do 4 tight end, but you know what I'm saying. Get guys with ceilings, get guys with good offenses. And then Komet's back on the menu. Bryce ran right back the fuck up, but I mean, viable. Only so many dudes have. Construction should still be pretty goddamn similar. Be mindful of bye weeks. If you can there are certain like the Philly offense guys, the Chargers offense guys with like weeks, bye weeks of 5. You're not missing any points in those rosters. I wouldn't sacrifice too much of a build for that. Lions looking a little shaky, and they have bye week 5, so this contest launches week 6 on. So Lions could definitely use that bye week to like get back on track. So I like that thought a lot as well. Quarterback, it's pretty much rushing or bust. With the way that we're seeing scoring down, if you're not rushing, you're not going for a shit ton of points. So like your top tier guys, and there's a slight teardrop, I think Jaden over Kyler is not spicy at all. Like, these are the guys I want. And then I'm passing on Mahomes. Stroud only when he falls. I still don't like this price. We've seen how run heavy they still want to be, and the passing offense is definitely not down its rhythm yet. I'm taking Love over Stroud for we've seen the offense be much more cohesive and explosive in the pass game. He's got rushing upsides, and the AR. The AR price is stupid, and I will take plenty. Joe Burrow thing, Dak Prescott. These are the punt guys. A little bit of rushing. I'm okay mixing in a little bit of Dak with anybody worried about it because he still can get there with catch up. The defense is looking garbage, and if they just get pushed full pass, then you're gonna cook. Darnold here, that's wild, right? Until Fields is actually rushing, he's a little tentative at that price for sure. Buying in on the Baker stuff, buying in on the Atlanta stuff, buying on the New Orleans stuff. New Orleans is definitely hitting a lot of injuries. New Orleans guys could potentially get cheaper. Bo Nix, ridiculously stupid cheap. The rushing again. Same thing with Drake. I mean, this contest starts week 6. He could be starting by then. He's still taking 30% starter reps in practice. Watson's not been awful. Bench risk exists, but I mean, in best ball, you're probably taking Watson over Will Levis, who looks awful and might seem to Rudolph. I don't know who the fuck is drafting Russell Wilson. Yeah. I mean, I think punting the onesies. I'm not I'm gonna likely play it a lot like I was playing it in the summer from a structural standpoint. Punt the onesies unless I get an elite rushing type to get the arbitrage types. Don't fill up on running backs early and often because chaos is still. Week 6 will still only be less than half the season, so still a lot of season to go. That says, okay, pants, pissers win. I should have drafting 3 receivers with 2. I mean, the Shaheed, the JMO, and the QJ guys have kind of bailed out heavy starts. And you've had guys like Kupp, Puka, Adams, Olave missing time, AJ Brown missing time and not doing it. But you still wanted quality pretty early. Charles asked, biggest question of all. Rank your top 5 in order at each position. There's my top 5. Yeah, there's my top 5 at quarterback. Allen, Hurts, Daniels, Lamar, Murray. You have Bad saying Pitt's about to blow. Pitt's about to blow it out his ass. Vaporware says he's taken Jameis Winston a few times with Cleveland stacks. Yeah, at that price, it's the same thing as the O'Connell thing. If you think he's going to get benched and he also would definitely make the pass offense better, I don't mind that at all. Oh, top 5. Okay, that's an easier. Okay, so what? I would say. Oh, week 6 on. Tua could miss to week 12. So I can't put Tyreek in the top 5. Fuck. Ooh. God damn, Charles. Oh, it hurt. It hurt. Jesus Christ. There's my top 5. That was really tough. Gun to my head. Jefferson, Barkley, Lamb, Brees, Neighbors. Rest of the season, best ball. I was a Jamar Chase fader though, and I still think Yoshi getting as much red zone work as he is, the tight ends getting as involved as they are, the A-Dot being as wonky, Jamar Chase needing Washington to finally hit a big game. It's still not getting to like have a 50-point game. Like that's the best matchup he's going to have all season, and he didn't get, like 150 yards and 2-3 touchdowns. Juwan Jennings did. What do y'all think? Jefferson, Barkley, Lamb, Hall, Neighbors. What do we think? It's hard not to rank Bryce in the top 5, to be very honest. Yeah, I think right on the cusp guys are Rice, Bijan. His workload's so good. If they start getting the red zone more often, he could easily go over Bryce. And if we're being spicy, folks. Come on, I have to check something. So Nico's averaging 16.3 fantasy points per game thus far. Jesus Christ. That's terrifying. Still waiting for one more if anyone wants to jump into Best Ball Resurrection. And Rice is averaging 17.6. So yeah, vibes want to rank Collins, but if I'm being spicy here, I'm saying I'm still only taking one running back really in the top 5 because I want my strong receivers. And you get to fight over, does Jamar Chase belong over Rice or Neighbors? Rice was a one play taken off for like some bullshit yaka. They went to Juju from having 2 touchdowns last week and over 100 yards of offense. Like he is the offense right now. They have no reason to change it. Obviously coming out of the bye week is when Worthy could really pop. But I mean, Jamar's ceiling higher. Rice's median outcome, hard to say it's not. Waiting for 3. God damn it. All right, hold on. I should have done this a while ago. Jesus fuck. Should have pinned the fucking chat a while ago. Alright. Waiting on 2. Alright, what's y'all's top 5? The Underdog half-point PPR scoring. Charles says his are JJ, CD, Chase. That's 3 players, brother. You said top 5. I think Chase is defensible, but like his ceiling is capped with his like median ceiling is capped as long as Higgins is there. And now, even if Higgins isn't there, Yoshi's like getting legitimate work, and it's not going away because it's working really well. I get it from like, oh my god, he went 50 points one time. But like this offense is pretty volatile. And this is not like an aberration. We've seen this offense kind of like slow start and jump start, a little bit. And then they're missing Trent Brown this week. Tackle. Zach Taylor, kind of a donkey coach. Gesicki, Yoshi are 2 additional feasible receiving options that are being included. Burton getting open deep is good. He wasn't even looked at last week, but he was, open for a long touchdown if Burrow's not immediately chucking it. And Burrow and Mahomes having the lowest 8 odds of their career right now. If you're taking Chase 3, you say that changes sooner than later, and you start feeding him hard. God damn. Come on, people. One more. Come on, cowards. So you're saying Hull is 6. Your 5 is JJ, CD, Chase, Barkley, Bijan. I don't know how you're taking Chase over Barkley unless it's a structural thing. Nice. Good shit, Vapor. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I think at this point, you chase the awesome usage with the awesome players. You chase the good offenses. And you pretty much just leave the rest of the dump pile for dead. That's how I'd like to play it. You know? We said all along it was going to get gross. And it did. I know, but like you got like it's still like week 6 plus. That's what I'm trying to like. I'm trying to balance like the whole you know, what? 2/3 of the season plus playoffs. And also Washington, better matchup for London Mooney than it is Bijan. And also, like, we've seen defenses have shifts. Like, lest we forget Chicago sucking ass for like the first 6-7 weeks on defense, and then trading for Montez Sweat, doing a defensive shift, and then shutting folks down for the rest of the half season. So I don't want to overreact too much to schedule, because we also don't know injuries are going to happen to defenses, firings are going to happen. Like, shit's going to change week 8, 9, and 10. So, oh man, I'm getting absolutely cock teased on this Best Ball Resurrection Room. Fucking Christ. Hold on. Come on, baby, come on. You motherfuckers. I mean, probably paper. All good, Charles. All good. I know. This is painful. This is great content. Just waiting in the lobby. No one wants to get early ADPs. Jesus, come on, people. I just want to draft best ball teams. I just want to draft fucking best ball teams. Jesus. Do a BR while waiting. Yeah, and then I'm going to fucking forget. Motherfuckers. I mean, that's exactly what it is. Scared money don't make money. I mean, like, I'm all for, like, waiting for... There we... Oh, god damn it. I was looking at the wrong fucking window. Oh! Premature. Oh, fuck off, Pete. Motherfucker. This would be really funny if this was, like, his Deposit Kingdom VR strat video. Alright, at 4, we're gonna have a choice. Assuming Saquon goes. This is probably how I have it for this week. Pete's going to hedge with his boy Barkley since he took so little, and this is his chance to get right. How much is up top this week? 30K. Nice. All right, if after this BR it's not fucking filled, I gotta just pull the plug, and we'll try again some other time, brothers and sisters in best ball. It's Friday after all. We can't sit around waiting on lobby yanking. I feel very, all right, we took Jefferson in the last draft. I really want Samar versus Washington. That'd be fun. One left. Oh, it filled. Fuck yeah, we're good. All right, hold on. Yeah. Great, we need to multi-fucking task. All right. Kyler versus Chicago is interesting. Kyler, does he come back to me? No reason not to with Kamara, or not Kamara, goddamn, McBride. We can always arbitrage with Jaden. Let's do Kyron. All right. Draft starts. We got the 101. Wow. Okay, well, do we stick to our ranks? Because our ranks say... I am going to give a slight edge because Saquon being week 5 means he loses one less week. And I have yet to get a share of Saquon. So let's go Saquon. Do a little hero RB action. Use him as our CMC. We flip over. Pete's building Saquon and Kamara with Brandon Ayuk. Never give up the flame. I think we can push either around. So we got Jaden to play with if people stick to ADPs. Wide receiver wise, I like Deontay, and that gives us another option. So let's build something weird. All right, who's in this draft with us? We got North Cutto, Baxter Dowell, Starcadian, Shady Dawes, Black Cats, Soul Pimps, Bidoof Baller, Vapor, Artillery. Artillery, where the fuck are you? Unless you got pinged, because you haven't been in this chat. Dr. Stanky Leg, fantastic name. All right, hold on. Let's finish up this BR. Now the question is, do we do Kyler stack? Do we do Kyler stack? Okay, so our thesis was correct. Question is, do we keep pushing it? Someone could take Wilson, and that would make me cry. Do we double stack Kyler? Because I could take Wilson and get really jiggy with it. Because these receivers fucking blow up. Probably not, though, right? Do a little Chuba action. Do the double Carolina stack, too. Figure out what we're going to do with tight end. We'll bring back action. Higgins stack. I like Taysom over that. Right. We'll Jones or Chuba. I think we'll slam Jones. Do a little revenge game narrative going. Figure out what we do with tight end. All right, let's check back in over here. What we got? Cooking along. Top 5 here go Barkley, Jefferson, Brees, CD, Bijan, Symmetry. Chase falls to 6. Rashi at 7, Amonra at 8, Vapor gets Malik at 9, you lucky fuck. All right. Last pick here in the BR. How fucky do we get? Let's fade the Keenan and go for the guy who's seen a lot of usage and has a red zone role. And a little correlation with Kyron and Komet. So our BR is Murray, Kyron, Aaron Jones, Marv, Deontay, and Cole Komet. Seems fun. All right. But we all came here fucking for, brothers. Surprised I didn't get more random people coming in for start sits. I got a shit ton of those last week. I was expecting half this chat just to be fucking trade advice and start sits with randos to like and subscribe. But I prefer with my sickos. Vaporware. Achan, very fun, very nice. Similarly with the Miami dudes, right? By week 6, so you missed the first week of Best Ball Resurrection, but then off to the races to hopefully finish strong. You're hoping Tua comes back week 8 or so. All right, 2 picks out, solo running back. Cook goes at 19 above Gibbs and Williams. That feels very, very right. McCaffrey with the wide range of outcomes, willing to push that. There's a clear tier here. We could do the interesting. We could do the Philly thing. Could do the Philly thing. The question is, do I pull up Hurts? No, I think you push it. Did the leverage. Godwin. London gets the Washington. The Tampa gets Carolina. No, Godwin's been awesome. Let's pack our bags. You start Saquon, Devonta Smith, Chris Godwin. Get a little Philly stuff, maybe something weird happens. We get Hurts, come back around to us. If not, no worries. We've got Lamar, we've got Kyler, we've got Jaden Daniels, all that we can back stack or super stack very cheaply. Feels good, feels fun. People love to fucking double up. I just don't get taking Jacobs there because they are going to split the work, whether it's Emmanuel Wilson or Marshawn Lloyd, who is on IR. RIP. Hurts goes naked to the Bijan Jahmyr Gibbs drafter because, of course, if there's anything we've learned, it's that elite quarterbacks are definitely separating themselves from the field. Idiots. Arbitraging that. Wait a minute. Whoa. What? Dan Quinn got demoted from head coach? Holy shit. All right, we got some late-breaking coach speak index coming to us. On the majority of targets going to Malik Neighbors and Wan'Dale Robinson, quote, you try to do what you can to get the ball in your playmakers' hands. I think those two are the 2 good playmakers for us. We asked the tight ends to block a fair amount. Charles asked me what are the adjustments I'm making. I said last night, checking at halftime the snaps and usage, that they were kind of just being used as like the Durham Smythe, Julian Hill, Miami tight ends. It's kind of similar to like Jonnu Smith with none of the Jonnu Smith yak stuff. And Coach Speak Index getting the quote to confirm they're going to get the ball to Neighbors, going to get the ball to Wandale, and then Slayton is above Hyatt, and they get the random deep shots. Let's see, doing a little checky check. KY, I see your question. Give me just a sec. Kevin O'Connell says that Addison's been working his way back, looks great, doesn't believe there'll be any limitations. There's going to be some limitations because he had 2 fucking ankle sprains, but he's looking good. Hawkinson in a great spot, continues to do all the little things right, blah, 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 blah. He'll be back after the bye week. Raiders, doesn't know how long Adams will be out with a hamstring. Ooh, sounds like that was a business decision for Adams. Some Sean Payton, Little, Jordan Humphrey fucking quotes. Marvin Mims is dead. Eberflus said, we anticipate Keenan Allen to play this week. He practiced in full today, looked good. He's in a good spot. I'm cool taking the commit to outproduce him by the half of the week and hopefully get played down from like an ownership stance. All right. I am the KY asking, am I scrolling for any zeros? Like, I guess zeros currently, right? Like Brooks or Zay. Brooks or Zay? Talking about like Zay Jones? I think Zay's too deep of a cut. I'm assuming you're talking about Jonathan Brooks. Definitely. Wait, scrolling for. Brooks is being drafted at. I mean, Brooks is being drafted at 68. Are you talking about like Jalen Brooks? As far as like scroll the F down guys, rookies still better bets than not if they haven't gotten a shot to play. All right, so I'm thinking what? ADP 215 and after. Juju's not awful because we've seen he'll just stick into the rice roll. All right, we're on the clock. I'll come back to this question. It's a good question. Walker here is interesting. McBride is interesting. I think we're going to prioritize getting some Jaden Daniels. Don't want to be without. We talked about Puka over these guys, and I definitely think that's correct. So I think if we're doing hero running back, we forgo the Walker, who was looking really good, but we don't know how the split's going to go outside of the next couple of weeks before this contest closes. McBride's look good. He's still yet to like get awesome usage. Let's buy the dip on Puka, who should be back the first week outside of, and let's just double down and martingale Puka and just bury ourselves again. Because lest we forget, Puka plays Arizona week 17. What's up, artillery? My dumbass. Didn't put 2 and 2 together. You're trying to fill a room and you were streaming. No worries, brother. I probably should have said stream, but then I thought, like, I don't know, just let people figure the fuck out. No, you're good, man. I'm like finishing up work. I'm getting all this inundation with like the injury news stuff coming through, and then I've got to like prep for this stream. Stream fucking lags. It's all Gucci. The Coochie, how you doing, bud? How's the weekend coming along? All right. So I'm the KY. Back to your question about. I'm assuming. So that's like zeros. Are you talking about like zeros to date or late breaking guys? Because we're talking about like scroll down guys. Trey Tucker deserves to be much higher than this. Josh Reynolds getting work. Thielen probably going to miss 6 weeks. So closer to week 10, week 11 bye. He's a potentially tough one, but if Dalton's still starting and you get him for week 10 or week 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, not the worst thing in the world. Oh, is that the confusion? Is just like, yes. Yeah. Yeah, so right now, Jonathan Brooks, ADP of 68.5. He goes 55 to Soul Pimps 1 here. So people definitely buying him like he's coming back and going to be the workhorse by the back half of the season, seemingly. Okay, so and then Zay, you're talking like Zay Flowers? 0 last week? Is that what you're talking about? I'm just curious which Zay you're talking about. And then as far as scroll down guys early, Wilson definitely deserves to be above Jordan Whittington. That's ridiculous. Yeah, Artillery. I thought Zay Jones as well. And the answer to that's no, because I think like at this point you take rookies. So let's go back down to the ugly ADPs. Chark is like dead, right? No, he could return week 5 to week 8. So Chark, if you're chasing CLV, could be a guy. Tyler Johnson, not the worst pick. What in the fuck? Someone just drafted a random Rams player because any injuries they're having right now means they're definitely going to do something else, right? That's fucking ridiculous. Chark's interesting. It looks like QJ's the guy, so I don't know, but from an injury standpoint, fine. Malik Willis, not popping yet, but coming out of the bye, rookie receiver still. They need something going. Burton being this low is ridiculous. He's getting on the field. He's getting open. He's a rookie. Roman's inactive. Was inactive last week or this week. I don't think you can buy Roman, but still not the worst. Troy Franklin getting some snaps and usage, so definitely belongs above those guys, I think. Javon Baker, potentially. All right. Clear this before we fucking auto draft. Fuck this whole thing up. Kittle, worth deviating. Matchup with Detroit. Shaheed, I am into buying. Has the Raiders worst play action. I don't think I want to take anyone else over him. Shakir is like Shaheed, but more of a yak guy. Yeah, I think Shaheed, very nice. So we get a little 1-1-4-1 start out of the one hole with Jaden Daniels, Saquon Barkley, Devonta Smith, Chris Godwin, Puka Nacua, Rashid Shaheed, George Kittle. A start you could have gotten not so long ago. Oh, that's right. It was suspension, not injury. When's he due back? Now, the problem with that was, like, he's kind of been relegated, right? So are they going to reintegrate him? George is doing his job. They're happy with him. I mean, I guess over Chark, maybe? I don't know. When's he supposed to be off his suspension? Let's see. Five games. So he'll be back the start of maybe. I still think the rookies are better bets. In stacks only, I would say. Or as a bring back. But like what do you win when you win? I think I'd rather just, if you're risking a 0 at that price, I'd rather swing higher, personally. He's got injury upside contingency, I guess. But Wilson's looked pretty solid. George's looked solid. McBriden's looked solid. So it's like, he's just depth. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Burton being on the field and getting open and just not getting looked at, and he's undrafted is ridiculous, considering he is not extended past this year. He has every business decision to sit with tightness. All right, hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Dog's going nuts wanting to try to get in the yard. And Cincinnati plays Denver. So T. Higgins could easily be like, I'm hurt, man. I don't know. And then, I mean, he's already on the field. I know it's bad, but it's not. He's not dead. He's not inactive. He's not Roman Wilson right now, so he shouldn't be going around him. Dude, this is wild. Oh, never mind. Just a typo. God damn it, Coach Speak. All right, I'm checking for any late-breaking injury news and Nuggets. How we doing? Coming up on the 30 seconds bought y'all time, but Jesus Christ, it's crawling now. These people just kill themselves over decisions. Speaking of, let's check in on our friends of the chat. Vaporware out of the 9-hole starts Neighbors, Achan, Ayuk, Kyler McBride stack, Venaz, Amari Cooper, very nice, Zach Moss, Cromulent, Nuke Hopkins, risk reward. Another bye week 5, so you're not losing a week, and he potentially gets to rest and be healthy for the rest of the stretch, so not the worst thing in the world, considering he started injured. Artillery Frost, they're just doing battle, 9v10. Out of the 10-hole, A.J. Brown, Marvin Harrison Jr., Zay Flowers, Monty, Rome built in the day, Brian Thomas, just going right back to the well with young, supple wide receivers in their first and second year. Buying the Kyle Shitz knife. AR at 87. Fun times. Definitely low floors for Brian Thomas and the Jacksonville Jaguars looking right now. Same thing with Kyle Pitts, but the usage is promising. Also, it's not like just 30K up top. Like, goddamn, man. Also, 2 of 12, 1 of 5, 1 of 5, 188 seat final, FYI. So a little, like, much smaller final to worry about than some other contests. But definitely, you know, not as brutal for 1 of 5 versus 1 of 12. Charbonnet is interesting. Jesus. I'm really thinking about taking Quentin Johnston. I think I can push Mooney back around. Is he really that much different? And maybe I eat my shit, right? And just say I was wrong. My next pick is what? 120? I'm eating my Wheaties, man. Maybe I was wrong about QJ. All the coach speak's been really fucking good. Same thesis. Week 5 bye. Second year guy. Seemingly being the key with QJ is he's being used properly. By Greg Roman. So a little bit of capitulation there from me as well. And then Charbonnet just, you know, given that he's got a standalone role in this offense and he was able to consolidate all of the work. Very nice. We've already seen Charbonnet miss some time with the oblique. Their schedules Green Bay, Minnesota, and Chicago. So you never know. As far as like running backs in that range, though, I'm not taking White. Allen's probably the guy that's defensible there. I mentioned Pacheco, but the fact that you're losing that many weeks out of him, and it's a wide range of outcomes, and the guys, like, I don't think Carson Steele and Pirine are going away if Pacheco comes back necessarily, especially as they ease him in. Steele's ADP here feels wrong. Eckler was probably the guy worth pulling up, now that I think about it. I'm a dumb boy. But a stack and the team correlation and the fact that he's a pass catcher and he's looked pretty good. So, miss on my part. Might come back around, though. We have options. We got options. Oh, let me give you all the board. Burrow goes to the Chase drafter, a little after ADP. Darnold goes naked, so I guess he's going to set... Oh, no, he goes to Hawkinson. So he's got Hawkinson with the Jaden Reed bring back. Addison went early, so I guess he's got Naylor potentially. Dak goes naked with the Goddard bring back for reasons. Caleb goes to the DJ Moore drafter. Artillery takes the Chubb plunge. Vaporware setting up backdoor bow with Cortland Sutton, or just kind of just hitting it with volume. Obviously, takes bully tight end build with Njoku for the Cooper stack, so he's got outs to Watson or Winston or Bow. And Artillery Frost says, fuck it, I'm taking Jalen Warren, who, oh my god, is there a worse vibes player to take right now? I don't know that there is. I don't know, folks. You like this Fantasy Sanctuary full song? I do. It's a fucking bop. It's a goddamn bop! Goff goes to the Laporta Ferguson drafter, who is robust as fuck all. He gets JMO and Ferg and locks down the Goff. Both of his quarterbacks out of their bye. Fun type of build. Oh, with Gibbs. So, like, it's fun, but it's lacking in upside with receiver given Keenan's status, but bold strategy cotton. Mooney gets sniped right in my fucking face, but Dobbs comes all the way back around, who's a buy candidate from JJ Zacharyason's work. Eckler stack partner definitely on the table. Palmer's completely been relegated and injured. Lockett, extremely boom bust. Myers is not dead. Could definitely move up in ADP with Adams missing more time. Trade outs. You know, who do we like more there is the question. Myers has the correlation and feels like the similar type of play. So let's just go Myers. We're going to take him right at his normal ADP in previous drafts, but as our sixth wide receiver. So through 11 rounds, we have Jaden Daniels, Saquon Barkley, Zach Charbonnet, Austin Eckler, Devonta Smith, Chris Godwin, Puka Nacua, Rashid Shaheed, Quentin Johnson, Jacoby Myers. With our elite tight end, George Kittle. I'm liking it. I'm digging it. Yeah, I just don't know how you're taking Palmer right now. He has proven to be just a guy. He got taken over by QJ. He's not this year's Nico. He has outs of ladder. QJ gets hurt, but Chark is going to be back. He's been dealing with injury, and he's also just been not that good. Rocker. Yeah, this range just starts to feel super fucking gross. It's like all these guys could be similar hits. I don't mind buying Leggett with Thielen being out 4 to 6 weeks. Could hit with this roll while he's out and then just be there for good. Chandler Chase Brown going to our two friends of the chat. Makes sense. Guys with somewhat standalone roles. Offenses look fine to good. Both have outs in both phases. Chase Brown's still looking like the more explosive back. Could take over the backfield. Could have contingent value. Could probably like... I don't know. Who feels like they're going away more easily? Zach Moss or Aaron Jones? Zach Moss from a talent perspective. Aaron Jones from a health perspective. I don't know how you're taking DeAndre Swift in these drafts. If we're talking about like guys I'm not fucking taking, it's DeAndre Swift. Holy overreaction to Juwan Jennings, Batman. My God. San Francisco stack, but Jesus Christ. Yeah, you gun in my head, I'm not taking fucking DeAndre Swift. Who feels I'm not taking him? I'm not taking Pittman until like this fucking range, and even then, Downs is nice. ADPs are shifting, man. I was trying to get some Downs. I think I got some Downs early. It's funny to fucking say. Fields goes naked, but the bring back... No, not naked, with Warren. Yeah, I guess if Warren's going to hit, it's pass catching with Fields. Just feels like Fields and Pickens is the only stack I would really want with how they're cooking right now. That's fair. Non-derogatory. I don't know, man. I think he's got pretty bad bench risk. I will say the coach speak on him was pretty promising compared to how bad it was. I'll read you the quote Coach Speak has in his chat. Let's see. It said, "We just want Will Levis to play within the scheme, under control, and just take completions. We do feel like Will's playing pretty well, other than a couple of disaster plays." I don't know, man. I don't know. Week 5 bye, theoretically game optimal, but they have no reason to bench him, really and truly, because of his contract. But also, they could just say, we want to see what this offense looks like with a guy that can execute in Mason Rudolph. I don't know. That's tough. Speaking of tough, this range sucks. My God. I think Yoshi's far and away the better play of a lot of these guys at ADP. Year 2 player not going away anytime soon. Leverage off of T and Chase. Hunter Henry gives us the QJ correlation. Opens us up for Drake May. Running backs probably more prudent. Correlates. Ugh, God. Ah, God. Oh, I tried to get the Algier bring back. We ended up with Javonte. It feels disgusting and awful, but could look good. Fast forwarding from now, and the offense just starts scoring touchdowns. And Javonte should have gotten that touchdown. They rolled him out. He was definitely in, and then it goes to McLaughlin. The whole run game's been struggling, but could definitely bounce back. I don't mind buying it in at that price. I went for the guy more likely to get more of the work, but goddamn, I would have rather just had Algier. Late on the trigger there. I don't know, man. In 3 quarterback builds with him stacked, sure. But he's playing like shit. He's not really doing much for you in fantasy right now. And it's hard to see it getting absolutely better. What is his bench risk, right? Like, they benched Kenny Pickett in Pittsburgh, and he was a first-round pick in his second year. Bryce Young just got benched as the first overall pick with a new coach. Levis, worst talent than both from a draft capital standpoint. His disaster plays. Bryce Young's problem is like he has no traits. Levis has arm traits. He has size traits. His disaster plays are awful. What's their motivation? First-year coach. I mean, how different is it from Carolina with Canales being like, hey, look, I've got command of this offense. Ownership could be antsy. Levis loses more games for them, but Mason Rudolph makes them feel like they have hope. But they also signed old motherfuckers and Nuke and Ridley to big contracts. I think I'd rather not take a quarterback with high bench risk, considering week 17 is all that matters. And dude, being in the Golden last year, there was like winner take all. I was in those finals, stuck in 18th because I had Russell Wilson and Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones an injury thing, but like Russ Wilson benched for financial reasons, which is the Dimes' concern this year. I mean, we've seen teams make business decisions at quarterback, either for the quarterback or for like Philly tanking that game by benching their quarterback to have a worse pick in the draft. So I think I just talked myself out of taking Levis. Yeah, I think like Watson and Levis and Dimes. Who else is a bench risk? Dalton. Carr's locked in. Cousins, slightly higher bench risk, but they still have so much money owed to him. I think it would be insane to pull the plug in the first year. Bo's not getting benched. Tua's not getting benched. Drake May's got to be starting at that point. Las Vegas guys could definitely be benched. Fields could be benched. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think I'm taking Levis. I wasn't thinking of a ton of him to begin with. Because like they don't owe him anything. And they could just say, hey, look at what we got when this offense worked. T-Law started at ADP around 116. I mean, you're going to see really high fluctuations with only 3 weeks to draft. It opened Tuesday. It's going to close before week 6. So you've got just shy of 3 weeks to draft. You're going to have wild swings based on performances. People are going to overreact to a dud or an injury and underreact to, blah, blah, blah. So the Jags look like a fucking mess right now. They could figure it out. They're a streaky team. We've seen them be streaky. They could fire Doug Peterson in week 5 or 6 after a 0-1 win start to the season. OC just calls things that work, quick hitting, blah, 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 get him going. 161 is probably a little too late because he still has rushing upside, but I get it. The vibes don't feel good. Emmanuel Wilson at 162. I don't know about that. Artillery Frost eating up the Zeke. Yum, 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 yum. Oh, Herbert falling to me stacked sucks. You want to talk about fucking Spider-Man pointing meme? Fuck. God damn it. I think we just gotta take Herbert. That sucks. I mean, you don't have to, but what are my options? Derek Carr was an option. Fuck me in the ass. Yeah, I saw that, brother. That was tough. Do. I mean, I think I'm just gonna take the Madison there and go for the correlation, and we'll see if Farm Company come back around. Bo Nix goes to the robust drafter, unstacked and uncorrelated so far. We're a disgusting mess that will surely die in the playoffs, but he'll feel really good about his projectable points early and often. Yeah, these rooms are lawless. Don't forget that. Lawless place. And I guess I could even backstack Kirk Cousins, Ray McLeod. Yeah, I got to get some ranks in here because that's the tough part. Is like I want to be cognizant of ADP, but ADP is very fake right now. Tucker going 170 is sharp because like now you're like past this point, nothing fucking matters. But ADPs are more like fake and fragile than ever. Let's see, guys. I don't know how you don't take a shot on Pierce. McCaffrey's gotten some nice buzz as the rookie. Naylor, barely know her. May for sure over those guys. All was undrafted. Now he's 208. Otten being this low is ridiculous. I don't like nothing changed about him. He just had a fucking 8 target game yesterday. It was last week with 7 catches. I understand it's not sexy, but my God. Gotta give a boost to Brown. Get the stack. Tempted to take Lloyd because he should be back off of IR between week 7 and 8, and we've seen what he can do, or we've seen what this offense could do. All right, I'll cut the music for y'all. Let's see who else we want to. Who's worth taking at the bottom of the barrel? Don't want to ignore, dude. The fucking. Oh, actually, wait a minute. Where did Taysom go? Taysom went. He's got a 162 ADP. Went to Soul Pimps. Taysom going at 151, right about where he was going on drafters to open up the season. Fun, interesting play there. Let's go back to dumpster diving. Calvin Austin, all of a sudden interesting, especially versus Kansas City, week 17. I'm not touching the New York Giants tight ends. Yeah, I don't know. Zay Jones just seems like a depth guy at this point. Patterson, not the worst lever. Free. Hold on. I see you, George, play real quick. Real quick, I'm about to finish up looking through the dumpster bin. Hit the like, hit the sub real quick for me. Let me know you did that. I'll answer your question in just a moment. Tyler Johnson, estimate off of IR, should probably rise, especially if like the weirdness of the offense continues. Ty Johnson not dead. Caught that 26-yard touchdown pass. Just wild shit. Rookie. Who took Lamar Miller? That's hilarious. Jermaine Burton we talked about. Definitely should be over those guys. Okay. Yes, rehab could be 4 to 6 weeks off of the injection. Someone offered me CMC and Olave for Mason and JSN. Should I accept it? You have Barkley and Gibbs. So you're set at running back. But CMC earliest. So here's I have subscribed to a doctor who tracks this shit. All right, hold on. Sorry, I'm edging the shit out of you right now. As far as quarterbacks go, Drake May seems super nice, so he'll be an insta smash. Take the falling Gibson, who's been getting some good work, got contingent upside still. His price is stupidly cheap. Fant falling though, he just had like a fucking nice target game. He correlates. I'm stronger at running back theoretically. I have tight ends that correlate late as well though. No, I should probably do a three. I should probably do a 3 tight end build and just roll with my 2 quarterbacks, my 3 quarterbacks. I mean, yeah, I want to leave it open because I can do Otten or all. I can stack Brown. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, so let's see. Jeff Mueller's database says projecting a week 10 to 12 return as long as the PRP injections help his Achilles heal. Still a big if. Still a big if. So, CMC Olave for Mason and JSN. So here's the thing. CMC could win you the league if he comes back and does what he does very well at a high level, even if it's just for like the last few weeks, right? If you just get him for the fantasy playoffs, being CMC, smash. Olave's in a better tier than JSN for sure. JSN's very volatile. Olave just hurt his hamstring. Probably going to be out this week. Might be out multiple weeks. We just saw AJ Brown have a late week hamstring that kept him out at least 2 weeks. Now he's practicing. So you could be getting no one out of that trade for at least the next 2-ish weeks. Are you comfortable with that? And is this half PPR or PPR? Before I give you your question, because this is a risk tolerance thing, right? It is week 4. You could not get CMC back to week 10, 11, or 12. When he returns, he may not return full 100% week 1 or week 2, non-PPR. So standard scoring. Well, I definitely like Olave better than JSN straight up. But Mason and non-PPR, Mason's contingent upside is he's got a lower floor than CMC because he's not getting as much pass work, but he's going to be operating as the main guy for this week, next week, week 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 7 weeks before earliest CMC is probably back. Potentially 9 weeks at week 12. A lot of time, a lot of chaos. Barkley can miss some time. Gibbs can miss some time. I like the upgrade to Olave, but the hamstring injury is tough because he's going to miss at least 1 to 2 weeks now with this bullshit. So can you eat a 0 at wide receiver over the next 1 or 2 weeks as well? Are you 3-0? Can you fuck around and find out? CMC for Olave is the swing for the fences win. So if you're like 3-0, I could definitely see doing it and be comfortable with it. But in managed, where you have some waivers and there's going to be chaos, there's going to be random injuries, I don't mind having 3 strong running backs in non-PPR scoring to keep me afloat. I mean, straight up, I would try to get more. You know, CMC and Olave. Tell them CMC's not going to be back till week 10 or 12. I need more than Olave. Olave's going to be out this week. See if you can't juice it up. If you can get someone better than that, or at least another add-on, I consider it for sure depends on like your IR spots, right? Um, I don't know. I'm tempted to say stick with Mason and JSN because JSN looks very volatile based on matchup, and Olave's not, but he's also hurt. I'm tempted to say stand pat and let chaos dictate things in your benefit. Because getting out to an insurmountable lead and being able to play chaos as it is, this is not your only chance to trade for him. Olave out this week hurts his trade value. You would probably be able to get more, you know? That CMC drafter is going to get real itchy because it's easy to say, but like week 10 or 12, it's a long time from now. And he may not get his full workload till week 12 or 14 or 15. And that's fantasy playoffs, baby. So, and you benefit if he misses any time. So I'm tempted to say no. Because in managed, I feel like you can be a little. Because Olave's upside is that Lockett starts to get phased out, it gets hurt, and now all of a sudden he becomes less volatile because he's got a more direct path to routes and targets. And all of a sudden, Mason and JSN is a better bet than CMC and Olave right now. We love to see it, brother. 3 picks out, and we'll talk through this draft. I'm looking at receivers. I did receiver 4 through 7. Probably got a little gluttonous at quarterback, but in the playoffs, I like spikes, especially for a 1 out of 5. So the question is, do I even bother with tight end? I'm tempted to say no, especially because they don't stack. And at that point, the question is running back or receiver. Godwin, Nakua, Shaheed, Johnson, Jacoby, Yoshi. I think I like where I'm at. I like where I'm at. I probably need an extra running back. These running backs suck. I'll take the stack. So that best ball resurrection ended Daniels, Herbert, May, 3-5-8-2 with a hero running back build. I think that's the right way to build. I like the guys I got outside of Javonte, but theoretically, if they do what they're supposed to do, yeah, I think that's the right way to build. And then let's check in on our friends and family, and then we'll shut this baby down. Anybody's got any start sit questions or injury questions before we log off for the day and have our nice weekend? Throw me in chat. If I answered your question, and if you found value in the stream, please hit the like, please hit the sub. We're here all the time. Tom and Rich, go check out their start sit video that they dropped Thursday afternoon. They went through every single matchup, covered on all the guys. And then if you missed, it took about 20 minutes to walk through at the beginning of the stream, all the injuries and implications of fantasy relevant people, including some of the O-line stuff. So give that a check out. Vaporware did Murray and Jones and Watson, 2 dudes that could get benched week 17. Nice. Achan, Moss, Brown. I like the little handcuck there. Spears, Algier, Tracy. Tracy's sharp. That's a good pick. Yeah, you sharp fucks soaking up all the EV of this draft. Neighbors, Ayuk, Cooper, Nuke, Sutton, Dortch, Pierce. Nice. Pierce bring back to the Giants stuff is very nice. Neighbors should just eat that Indianapolis team alive. McBride and Njoku. Fun team, man. This is nice. If Njoku's anything and McBride can start getting some end zone looks, this is cooking. Yeah, nice. And then friend of the channel and fellow Squirt Squad member, Artillery Frost, with the 2673 build, AR and Fields, Monty, Chubb, Warren, Chandler, Zeke, and Wright. A running back room I would have expected to see over the summer. Chubb risk reward I mean, less hard at cost because he's not. He's likely back. What? Uh, Eligible return next week. Probably going to be ramped up at his age with the double ligament stuff, but worthwhile for some folks. I get it. That offense looks like garbage though with offensive line injuries and Watson. So real upside's questionable. Warren looking rough and the vibes are down bad, but what if he comes back next week and looks fine? Chandler is the handcuff, looks fine. Zeke, Lupke is getting used and getting praised, so who fucking know? All of a sudden, there's like a 3 to 4 running back committee with like Lamb and Turpin taking rushes. So like, I don't know, man. Wright getting no work despite Mostert missing the last 2.5 games. Wilson not mattering. So like, Wright might be dead, but worthwhile. Shot, AJ Brown, Marv, Flowers, Odunze, Thomas, 80, and Ricky Pearsall. So you went with get the grown-ass man and then all year 1, year 2 guys. Don't mind it, especially given some of their roles. I think Rome could really be coming into cooking and dominating. Flowers, we've seen a really higher ceiling than last year, but they can also get on a roll running the ball as long as Henry is healthy. But with Henry's age, I don't mind it. In the back half, Pitts, Firemouth, and Eric All. Yeah, Firemouth stacks. I like Eric All there a lot. Yeah, you guys took all the fun, guys. Nice draft. Good times. Thanks for doing this. Appreciate you, Vaporware. Appreciate everybody that joined in. Like I said, we'll be here all week. We stream fantasy football from Dynasty, Redraft, Best Ball. Because Best Ball Resurrection's back, baby. Didn't get around to doing some pick'em slips today, unfortunately. Just ran along with time with all the injury stuff. Gonna be live Sunday for your start sit stuff. If we just end up having a better time doing start sits on Fridays, then we'll do it then. But for the time being, I'll see y'all 30 minutes before lock to do all your start sit self-assurance bullshit. Like Vapor says, smash the like. Peace. Have a great weekend, everyone. Good luck. See you Sunday morning. Go touch some grass. Kiss some ass.